Alright YouTube, what's the story? It's Example. Welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for clicking on the video, and in today's video I am gonna go through my custom tactics for when I'm losing, or you know, full press, constant pressure custom tactics in FIFA 22. It's gonna be fun. This is something that we're gonna need for, like, you know, FUT Champs this weekend, FUT Champs finals, or even, you know, if you're down in a rivals game and you need to come back. This is the best formation to do so this year. That will not only be very good for pressing your opponent, but it also does remain some sort of integrity in defense, okay? So you still have 4 at the back. The formation I am talking about is 4-3-3, the 4th variation, okay? So it has Cam and 2 center mids. The reason this is so good at pressing is because the left wing and the right wing act as a marker for the fullbacks of your opposition, and then you also have plenty of space throughout the middle, you know, the Cam and the striker, and then obviously you can play it out to the wings. The center mid, they're fairly close by as well, and then the defense is still there to pick up the pieces in a row as 4. This is what I use, and this is what I think a lot of people are using, rather than go to your 3-5-2 this year, because if you get possessioned on, basically some lads passing around the back, the 3-5-2 and your 3-4-1-2, they don't cut it this year. It's not good enough, okay? Because they can't press up to the fullbacks, and what you really need to press is the fullbacks. So this is why this is the best formation so far this year, to try and get back that ball from somebody who is trying to keep the ball and winning the game. And this is definitely, I absolutely believe it, and I have proved it a few times on stream, that this is definitely the best way to press your opponent in his final third. So without further ado, are you ready? Okay, ladies and gents, we're gonna head into my squad again. You're gonna look at my team. It is very nice. I know it looks good, and it is good. I can't lie. Yeah, I'm lucky. But this is a nice team. But sometimes I lose too, and that's okay. Or sometimes I'm losing and I need something to come back. So this is the start of our custom tactics. Okay, so 4-3-3-4 with the Cam variation. So constant pressure is always needed if you're going to get the ball back, and you need it. You need goals. You need the ball to score, don't you? So the reason constant pressure is there, so we can really get the ball back as soon as possible. And the width is 45. I don't feel like, alright, so if somebody has the ball, it means they're in offense, alright? And most of their width is probably about 50 to 60. So if yours is 45 on the defense, it means your wingers are going to be slightly inside the fullbacks, and if they try and pass it to them, your wingers should be able to intercept it before the fullbacks get to the ball. That is why I have that. And then 60 depth. I know a lot of you people are thinking, oh, if you want the ball back, just go 100 depth. Depth is kind of broken this year, all right, and we've seen it. Your defense is always deep, always, pretty much. So 60 depth is fine. It's just, it doesn't really matter this year at all, and especially if you just want the ball back in your final third, and not in their final third. You know, you're just going to have 60 because you don't really care where the defense are. What you care about is where your attackers are positioned to try and get the ball back and defend with the front line, okay? And then I've talked often about the offensive, like, chance creation and build-up play in my past pro custom tactics. If you're interested in knowing more about them, do watch the other videos, because, like, I've already explained it time and time again why I choose balanced. Balanced is fine, all right? Don't worry about it. Yeah, it is what it is. And the reason I have the 65 width here is because it is a fairly wide formation in itself, and I'd say it would be fairly clustered if you did do it even like any more narrow than what it is on my screen. Alright, so I just think that's fine. It is what it is. 65 width, we'll take it. You know, it's wide enough to create chances, and then, you know, you have plenty of players around to make it work. Players in box is 5. I tried even thinking here, but it's just too deep in the box. If you want to try and create some chances from the wing, you need somebody just on the edge of the 18-yard box, as you can see there, that's close by, rather than where the ball looks to be going, which is like a back post cross. What you'd rather do is pass it to the guy on the 18-yard line. If it's here, it's harder. It's harder to pass the ball to the guy who's actually in the box, especially this year. So for chance creation reasons, 5 is the best, all right? And then obviously corners and free kicks, you still don't want to be caught in the counter. I don't think you need 3. I think 2 is still fine. All you need is one guy to header the ball, you know, and they'll always know where you're going to go. All you need is one guy. I know you could do this, I understand that, but, you know, two is perfect, I think, you know, because then you do have 2 options as well. Free kicks doesn't really matter. From a distance, you're not really ever going to cross it in regardless, so don't worry about it. You know, 1 is fine. Let's go into here, and we're going to talk about the positions and why I have the players where they are. The reason I have Mbappe out left and Son out right, and then him in the middle. Son has high. Mbappe has a lot of pace to make up, you know, for his lack of work rate. Ronaldo is big and probably longer than Neymar, especially his legs. So chances of him breaking the play up are a lot higher than Neymar. Neymar's a good cam, so I'll just leave him there. Then the two centre mids, Kante, Vieira. I like these here as well because, you know, everything is pretty close up to their side of the pitch. And Vieira and Kante, you can kind of drag them up yourself. They're actually pretty close by anyway, and they're amazing at intercepting, okay? And then obviously the defense looks like that. So you realistically, you want your fastest on the wing, or your best work rates for being a winger on the wing, and then you want your kind of big guy with a bit of pace in the center to kind of, you know, battle the center backs for the ball. And then Neymar, who is obviously a good cam, or somebody with a lot of agility in cam, all right? Now, let's go into the instructions. We'll go off at the defense. Balanced attack is the only thing, all right? I genuinely don't touch them. They can stay the way they are. They're fine. Balanced attack, we're happy enough, okay? They don't really need to be join the attack. Balance is completely fine. They'll still get up the pitch, and they'll still help out where they can. If you have joined the attack, it just becomes way, way too much. All right, so balance is fine. And then on here, I have cover center on both of these guys and balanced attack. So, yeah, again, it is what it is. I don't want to have join, get forward, because they probably will end up causing more like damage than actually helping. You know, and that's not exactly what we want. We want them to be able to link up play, but not to be in a chance position for a goal, because they probably won't score, especially this year with how weird shooting is. And Neymar is on stay forward. It's the only thing we changed on him. There's no point of putting him in the box or staying the edge. He can just balance and, you know, kind of make his own decision on that, because I think his attacking position is good enough to do so. Stick to position and normal interceptions, whatever, you know. We'll go into Ronaldo. Ronaldo is basically everything but stay forward, you know, so everything's normal as usual and then stay forward. Again, just to make sure if they are passing around at the back, they can't escape the middle at least. And then on the wings, it's the exact same. Stay forward, get in behind, and get into the box for a cross, okay? Because you do want these guys in the box for a cross, all right? You do. Stay forward, obviously, to put more pressure on the fullbacks. Get in behind, because if you do have the ball, you want them kind of getting in behind that fullback, so then you can cross it into big boy Ronaldo. And it's the same with Son, okay? So that's pretty much it, boys. I'm not going to try and make this even longer than it needs to be. Stay forward, get in behind, get into the box for cross. That is the best way to, you know, if you're a goal down, 2 goals down, it's late enough, and you want to press your opponent, these are the best tactics for you to choose to try and get back into the game, all right? Because you still have a pretty good defensive line, and then you get the press from the front. You get the press with the big boys up top. And that's exactly what you need to do against some people, especially in champs, because everybody wants to win, and people are going to rat out when they can. And that's completely fair. I would do the exact same thing, because if I was in their position, I'd be doing it. And when they are in my position, they do it. You know, it's dog eat dog out here, you know. And if you think you're better than passing around the back for the last 5 minutes, fair enough, I understand that, but your chances are you might actually lose some games because of it. And this is all for rewards at the end of the day. So I'm never going to take anything personally if somebody does it against me. If you want good rewards, you'll do anything it takes to get them. All right. Thanks very much for watching the thanks very much for watching the video, boys. It's been Example. Good luck.